too palatable. Lisandro Martinez set to be out for United for at least 3 months. Ben Chilwell, Chelsea defender, also set to stay out of action for a while. We'll also look at other very sad injury absentees. They played a 2-2 draw in the district just last weekend, and they're looking to do something better when they face the same side later today in Morocco. We'll talk about their chances of showing class and quality and maybe qualifying for the next round of the competition. By the way, UT David is here for company alongside the team captain, Blyden Okem, and together we'll do justice to what's in the plate. You can always be a part of the conversation. Just head to Facebook. We're streaming live on the Planet Radio 101 FM page, the one with the blue tick. Go there, drop your comment on the live feed, and we are going to take them in the course of the show. Otherwise, the phone lines have not changed. They remain 090-2223-1011 and of course 0817-624-8565. That gives you the chance to be a part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. Welcome to the show once again. From home at the Samson Siasia Stadium in Enugu, Bayelsa State. They taken Bayelsa United rather, and of course we would also see Katsina United take on Akwa United, Shooting Stars take on Plateau United, Abia Warriors welcome Niger Tornadoes, Heartland take on Lobby Stars. Super Stick on Ben Insurance, the game has been postponed. Sunshine Stars taken Canopilas, Enugu Rangers taken Duma United. Well, there's a game built for Monday, it's more like a Monday night game. Sporting Lagos taken Gombe United. Well, 2 games have been postponed for the weekend, and that's due to the fact that 2 teams representing Nigeria in CAF competitions. First is Ben Insurance. They should have played against Eyimba tomorrow, but they're in Morocco as we speak to you, so the game has been postponed. Rivers United was supposed to take on Remo Stars as well this weekend, but the game has also been postponed due to the Pride of Rivers and the assignment in CAF competitions. But according to the reports we are getting, live 5 games are available to watch on the NPFL Live app this opening weekend, and it's entirely for free. Shooting Stars, Plateau United will be streamed live. Heartland Lobby Stars live. Katsina United, Kwara United live. Abia Warriors Tornadoes streamed live. And of course, the Monday game involving Sporting Lagos and Gombe United also will be streamed live. Well, for the other 2 games, Rangers against Duma United, Bayelsa United against Akwa United, and Sunshine Stars against Canopilas, they have to watch the game later after it's been played. They'll get the late highlight of the game, but 5 games are set to be streamed live on the NPFL app, and it's for free, entirely for free. Also, we're talking about stadiums because we're getting a clear picture so when the season is starting and some more details. Only provisional approval has been granted some clubs whose grounds were not found completely met. We're found to not have completely met facilities requirements ahead of the NPFL. Canopilas, Bayelsa United, Heartland, Abia Warriors, and Gombe United were allowed to play on their nominated home grounds, while Lobby Stars and Niger Tornadoes are set to play at alternate grounds, and that's due to the fact that the stadiums are not up to standard. Tornadoes will play in Kaduna State, while Lobby Stars of Makari will play their home games in Nasarawa, Lafia. All right, so well, guys, it's upon us. The long-awaited, long-anticipated, long-prayed-for league is set to start tomorrow. You just out you. How excited are you for our league?
Quite excited, basically, for the resumption of the league. It came just quite unexpected, basically, because it was a time where we were still asking questions regarding when the league will resume, but it's here now, so we have to enjoy the moment. I'm also looking forward to see, teams who did a lot better last season getting through to the Super Six, also making a statement. I like to see how far they can actually go. The likes of Remo Stars, the likes of Bendel Insurance, Imba International, as well as the likes of Plateau United as well. All those teams went through to the Super Six, so it will be quite interesting because we're talking about full season, this particular season. How far can they go? Can they keep with the pace and momentum and the quality we saw last season? It will be exciting moving forward. All
right, well, Blyden, the 20 teams are lined up already and we're expecting a lot of intense action. As a matter of fact, our league has been one very competitive league. As a matter of fact, the last 5 years have seen 5 different winners of the NPFL. That shows you how ticking and how intense the competition is for the league title. So talking about the competition, well, take us through the teams you're expecting to see show consistency, show class, and compete favorably for the much coveted NPFL trophy and of course, the much coveted 150 million naira prize money.
Well, Mari, first of all, quite excited to know that the league is back and the action will be taking up.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing the NPFL actions take place. But Akwa United, I'm expecting big stuff for them, especially with a new coach, Fatah Show. I want to see what they get to bring back the glory days back. Well, not the type of Manchester United anyway, but also talking about the likes of Rangers Football Club, of Rangers International Football Club of Enugu. And now they have a provisional ground, Oka Stadium. I want to see what they get to do now with Fidelis Ilechukwu also being part of that mix. And new changes. Last season they really struggled. I want to see an improvement that can happen with that side. Not to talk of some of the new entries. We're talking about Kano Pillars returning. Are we going to have a well-behaved Kano Pillars team now compared to previous seasons?
The league has not started. They're not behaving well. As I speak to you, they're not behaving well.
So, and that's another area of conversation. I want to see also the Lagos side, the Sporting Lagos side, what they get to do. Last season we saw some newly promoted side how they perform. We're talking about Bendel Insurance showing class, playing undefeated going forward, and we're talking about Doma United. And also I'm quite interested in praise with the privately owned teams in the league. We're talking about Remo Stars, Sporting Lagos, Doma United also, the owned privately, and these teams have been phenomenal the way they've been run. And let's see if they give the government owned teams a run for their money moving forward. And we might get to that point when we get to realize that privately owned teams can get to do better compared to the government-owned teams. But only time will tell. Quite sad the likes of Bendel Insurance won't be part of it as early as possible, but my support is with them. Let's see what they do moving forward in the CAF competition, and afterwards they get to continue. I'm happy the league is back, and it's not that bridge version.
Yeah, definitely. Beautiful stuff. Well, UT, last season we saw newly promoted sides show a lot of quality. Bendel Insurance came in and they shocked everybody. Went all the way to qualifying for the Super Six. Sadly, they could not win the trophy, but they showed a lot of quality last season. Doma United in Group B last season were also one top team from the NNL sides. Now, we have how many newly promoted sides this time around? We've got Kano Pillars, we have Sporting Lagos, not Rangers, Heartland Football Club, Heartland Football Club and Gombe United. Now, Blyden has talked about Sporting Lagos and the potential because obviously they are well funded and it's obvious in the way they do their things as a football club. Do you see any of these new promoted sides sparking a lot of energy as we saw with Bendel Insurance last season in Doma United?
Well, it could be the same case for Sporting Lagos. Looking at how far they went in the NL last season, quite consistent in terms of grinding out results, and then went straight to the playoff. Also got through to the NPFL. So it looks like they may just likely bring in another, additional quality to their side in terms of addition heading into the start of this particular season. I'm also expecting them to stay in the league. Over time, we've had, newly promoted sides come to the league. Sparkle the first very five, 6 games. I could recall, I think, Niger Tornadoes 2 seasons back under Coach Bale won 5 straight matches as a newly promoted side, and we're singing glorious songs already that they may just likely pull a major upset.
They got relegated that same season, right?
Well, we saw what happened after 5 games. So it can actually be a story for this new promoted side. But I feel basically that 1 or 2 of this newly promoted side can actually pull the sparkle or pull the stunts against the tougher opponent this season.
All right, Theo Blyden, the one that concerns us, Akwa United. Yeah. Obviously, we have to talk about them because I keep telling you that if there's a football club I get emotional talking about, is Akwa United.
And one other.
I am a fan of Blyden. I'm a fan. Yeah, a proud fan of Akwa United. Now, it's been a topsy-turvy time for them, especially last season. You know, they missed out on the top 3 spots due to, I think it was a few points and some goal difference and all of that. So now the question is, it's a new dispensation. Fatayo is coming. A few new players have come in as well. What should be the ideal expectation, the ideal target for Fatayo Show this season?
Well, for me, basically, I think they have to take game after game. What I love about the Nigerian Premier Football League is it's just like every league, you get to build momentum. The moment it starts well, last season the biggest bane for them was not starting well, and we saw how that momentum built for Bendel Insurance. The moment Bendel Insurance were able to beat Akwa United at Akwa Township Stadium and change the narrative for them, they began to build that momentum moving forward. So, in this case, the first race is the race. If you start the first game with a win, a bang away from home at Bayelsa United, it's going to be a tough nut to crack. But if you get a win, then you can understand it set the template to what could happen moving forward. My other concern, as we're talking about these Nigerian Premier Football League, Mari, is this. I saw last season newly promoted side do quite well. I remember when Dakada also came up as a newly promoted side and did quite well, finishing the top 7, top 8, I think about 2 seasons afterward, the slum. I want to be sure to see how teams like Bendel Insurance would sustain that momentum. Teams like Doma United would sustain that momentum.
Right.
Remo Stars also get to sustain that momentum because it's so taxing. The funding in the team, you get to spend money when you get up, and staying up and spending that money becomes concerning, especially for most teams. And that's the story for many of these teams.
All right, so we'll hope for a seamless season in the Nigerian Professional Football League, Nigerian Premier League. We hope that they'll show us why we should invest more into the league. But I would love to open 4 lines right now and, of course, get comments on Facebook. Who's your supporter for the new season for the NPFL title? So I'm not going to give you any names. Just tell me who you think is the favorite, the outright favorite for this season's NPFL title. 09022231011 and 0817-624-8565. Otherwise, you can head to Facebook, the Planets Radio 101 FM official Facebook page. Drop comment on the live feed, and we are going to take them in the course of the show. Who is the favorite for the NPFL title? Speaking of Akwa United, the Akwa Ibom State Football Normalization Committee has expressed its readiness to encourage and support Akwa United in the upcoming season. The committee made the announcement during a pre-season meeting with the management staff of Akwa United at the conference room of the Nest of Champions yesterday. Akwa Ibom State FA Chairman Prince Bonnie Young said the meeting was necessary to enable the Football Association know the state of preparedness of the state flagship team, Akwa United, ahead of the new season. The chairman of the Akwa United side, the Paul Bassi, assured that the team is ready for the season with the recruitment of quality players as well as a new coach. The Promise Keepers will begin the campaign tomorrow against Bayelsa United at the Samson Siasia Stadium in Enugu, Bayelsa State. All right, so we're taking calls in 09022231011 and 0817-624-8565. Guys, as we segue, as we still talk, as we take calls rather, Canopilas, who are now NPFL side, have now been banned from registering new players ahead of the season. This is because of the inability of the club to pay outstanding wages to its former goalkeeper and Super Eagles legend Basi Akpan. In a letter signed by the NPFL head of administration Stanley K. Richard, sent to the Canopilas management and made available to sports journalists, the NPFL made it clear that given the existing ban, the club cannot sign or register new players ahead of the new season until they pay Basi Akpan the outstanding sum of 11.8 million naira. Now, Blyden, we're talking about this team behaving well. They're certainly not ready to do that.
Well, I think the measures are not there to help them behave well. That's it. Especially regarding this. It's been a long while now we've talked about Basi Akpan.
In June, they were given 21 days.
Absolutely.
And we're in September.
It doesn't make sense. And that's been the problem we have with MPFL and the structure of it, especially with the league management over time. But I'm quite happy with what Benga has done with the league management board, but this measure is not good enough. We're talking about players' welfare. When you're not paying the players what they're due of, it's concerning. And we're also talking about a lack of proper union. But the good thing is, it's in the media. It's been talked about.
Right.
And there's a step forward now. Let's see how it pans out. But when it has to do with this club, Kano Pillars, they have to pay the man what is his.
Now, UT, well, we know that they need players for the new season. They need quality. But of course, you think banning them from signing or registering the players is enough sanction, enough punishment for what they've done so far, owing this man that kind of money in this economic situation?
I think it's not enough, Mary. 11 million naira.
11.8 at the 800,000 naira.
That's spanning through
almost 12 million.
One major, or even more than one season, if you look at the salary structure. It beats my imagination, basically, because if you stop Kano Pillars from registering new players, what happens to the other players they had in the NNL?
They're still going to participate.
They're still going to participate. So it definitely means that the sanction is not enough. It's either you evict them from playing in the MPFL this season. That's the best they can actually do. That's the best MPFL can actually do. And it also brings this conversation of whether or not these players have contracts with the side. Because you can't have contracts, a professional contract with the club side, and then you do not honor those contracts. How well do we manage our league? We always talked about professionalism, and I think at this point it's quite concerning. It has always been Kano Pillars appearing in the media space for wrong reasons, and here we go again, the start of a new season, bad news.
Now, Blyden, the negativity is glaring already before the start of the new season, but I'm a fan of fixing these problems before they get out of hand.
Yeah.
Right? I know they've gotten out of hand already because it's an anything in Nigeria. It's a norm, especially in the NPFL. Players are owed salaries, contracts are not honored as a matter of fact. But how? How should? Because you've been a proponent of Benga and his lead board, right? You've loved what they've done so far, so good, from the days of the IMC to the NPFL board now. So had a chance to advise them. How do they fix issues like this so they don't reoccur?
Well, first of all, is to make sure that players have appropriate contracts. It's been a thing in Nigeria, and we get to honor those contracts. You look at the setup in Nigeria every year, and I think it should be up to a time where, if I were in charge of the board, we'll stop this one-year deal they're doing. Every season, they're bringing new players, and that's basically the story all through the league. So players' jobs are not secured. That's basically what I said. So if you're injured, you can be protected. There's nothing to cover you moving forward, because from Akwa United to the rest, most of them in the Nigerian Premier Football League, I'm putting Akwa United as my state now, because many people might just say I'm saying because of Kano Pillars. Across board, everyone. I do not get it. Why clubs are signing players for just 1 year? All of it. They just, every year you get 20 players have been released, new sets of players are coming in. It doesn't make sense. It's not sustainable. That is it for me, one way. On the other hand, I'm quite shocked by Kano Pillars. Here's why. 11.8 million naira, not dollars. They should pay off that money. I don't know why they're keeping it and not paying it. It doesn't make sense for me. It's a team run by the government. And they cannot tell me they're not spending humongous amounts of money, some of them carelessly. Solve this thing. But I love what IMC, they're now MPFL board, not IMC any longer. I love what they're doing. First major step, I would say, towards cautioning and creating a change in this one.
What if Kano Pillars remain adamant?
The sanction is not enough. That's my problem.
It's a step forward. Because here's the thing about laws, Murray. Here's the thing.
Don't you think, I don't intend to cut you short now, don't you think this is just a slap in the wrist? Don't register your players.
What if
it's something. I think it's quite good a law, because you don't get to get new players into the board, so you bring in the NNL.
You place that side by side, UT, with the magnanimity, the animosity rather, of the offense in question. This is 11.8 million naira owed to a player who is not even playing for you anymore, and then as a junior you were given 21 days to fix it. You have not fixed it, and you just told to not register players. Is that even enough?
It's not enough, Mary, because I've talked about the players that played with them in the NNL. They knew that sanctions like this will come, so they actually prepared before now. They understand what happens.
I have barely heard about Kano Pillars getting
players. How many players have they signed? How many players have they signed in a single season? So these are my concerns, basically. Right. It is either they are evicted from the league, or basically all the state sanctions.
You can evict them from the league.
No, they can. The MPFL board can evict them.
They cannot. This is why. There's a saying that says, when there's no law, what happens? there's no sin.
Yeah.
Basically, when you look at the structure, what it gets to point out is we have to find a way and bring laws.
Yeah.
What does law do? You bring a law. If this happened, this is a consequence. What they're basically doing is try to show that the effect, because there are basically no laws to handle this thing at the moment. There are certain rules you take in. It becomes so severe it doesn't make sense, because other players and other clubs, I must tell you, are owing players wages they've not paid yet. So until we get to find out all these things and they can move ahead, they ought to begin to create that law now, so we have the balance. If you're owing players, these are the consequences. If you're not doing this, these are the consequences. There ought to be a law to guide these decisions.
All right, so it's a conversation that continues. Well, it's really sad that at this point in 2023, we're still talking about stuff like this. Also taking calls in, by the way, 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. Well, FIFA has been urged to intervene. Oh my goodness, we'll talk about that. But before then, Nigeria's under 20 women's team have advanced to the third round of the African qualifying series for next year's under 20 Women's World Cup, that's set to take place in Colombia. According to a statement by the NFF on Thursday, the Mauritius Football Association notified CAF of the withdrawal of the country from the clash against the Falcons. And this is the second time they're withdrawing from playing against the Nigerian side. First is Osatoma Principe for the Falcons. Now it's Mauritius against Nigeria. We're not going to talk about it, but let's let them.
If I own Mauritius, I wouldn't play either.
let's let them breathe, as a matter of fact. But let's take calls in. Good afternoon, Victor. Welcome to the show. Hello, Victor. Hello, Victor. All right, call us back. Well, traveling to Cameroon, FIFA has been urged to intervene and remove Samuel Eto'o from his role as the president of the Cameroon Football Association, FECAFOOT. The pressure to have the former Barca star ousted from his post comes from a group of Cameroon officials in the wake of several controversial incidents involving Eto'o. A letter jointly signed and addressing FIFA President Gianni Infantino and CAF President Patrice Motsepe has questioned why Eto'o is allowed to remain at the helm of the organization, alleging that he has illegally imposed himself on FECAFOOT. CAF opened an investigation into certain alleged improper conduct of Eto'o in August after a leaked audio implicated the man in a match-fixing scandal, despite his denials. Well, the 42-year-old Eto'o claimed he was telling a friend who invests in football that he would have done everything possible to avoid any refereeing errors against him. And of course, it's a continued conversation. Well, UT, I'll start with you. Well, since 2021, when this man assumed office as the president of FECAFOOT, he's been from one problem to the other. And he was supposed to be the trailblazer for ex-African stars who come back to the country and lead football. But it's not just done that well so far for the man.
Samuel Eto'o has had it really bad. He's appeared in the news for the wrong reasons since being nominated or winning election as the FECAFOOT's president rather in Cameroon. And then when many were expecting, that particular appointment to be a turnaround for all the ex-football players across all the federations, it happened to be quite negative for him. Now I'm looking at this particular scene as a two-way thing, Mari. First up, it might just be that there's problems among FECAFOOT are just cooked up problems, basically just to dethrone or to, kick Samuel Eto'o out of the office. Because it has appeared over time in the media space from one problem to another, since he was appointed president. And I'm also looking at it from this perspective, because if these allegations are quite true, it basically means the chances of all the superstars or ex-players rather to, accommodate this particular position across their federations will be quite slim. So at this point in time, it's quite bad, because Samuel Eto'o at this point, appearing for the wrong reasons, is not good for me.
UT is alleging, the ones that Cameroon have done is not enough. UT is alleging himself that this is some cooked up thing.
I'm looking at it as a two-way thing.
I don't think so. I hate the voice note.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Some 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Now, just to interpret what he's saying, that maybe Eto'o is stepping on toes. So they want to kick him out of the FECAFOOT position as a president. But then, there's no smoke without fire. One term too many becomes a problem.
Yeah, I think there's this thing about power. When he became the president of FECAFOOD at some point, he was well welcome. Everyone was interested. At some point, we talked about developing Samuel Eto'o being that model for them. But over time, I think the power is getting overhand for Samuel Eto'o. He's touched every angle, especially when you're walking hand in hand with the president of the country.
Yeah.
And that's the conversation for me. I think the biggest disappointment for me was when I heard the voice notes. And it was clearly, yeah, many could say nowadays you have AI do different kind of stuff, but it was clearly terrible.
No, he has accepted to have spoken with the man.
Yeah, but the context is using is different.
Yes, the context, he was saying that he was not going to let the man lose a game. The man's club lose a game.
And you know the worst part? The prediction, if you listen to the voice note, I listened to it some time ago, about 3 months ago, and Eto'o was telling the man how he's going to help the man get some decent result and move to a particular ranking. And that exactly happened, and that's why this problem is coming up. It's like me telling you, don't worry, I'll help you to qualify from the NNL to the MPFL, and it happened. You became the best team.
Please don't bring Nigeria. So we don't do this in this country.
No, we don't do it. I'm giving an example. I'm giving an example to give perspective.
Use China.
No, Nigeria is so clean. Come on, man. The best country in the world.
Yeah,
we don't do this. No match fixing.
We're
in
not
Nigeria.
corrupt, Biden. We're not corrupt.
We're not corrupt.
Go ahead, Biden.
We're not very corrupt.
No, we're not corrupt.
We're not corrupt. Okay, we're not very corrupt. I'm still having difficulty saying that. We're not very corrupt. I think that's the better usage for it, because no country in the world that you wouldn't see corruption.
Right.
But on the other hand is a story, and I think we're just beginning to hear the story about Samuel Eto'o, FECAFOOD, and his leadership.
Now, how shameful it is, Blyden, that a man who is supposed to be the prototype of what ex-internationals in Africa should come back home to do, but he's not just handled the position well so far. What does this mean for other ex-internationals who fancy ambitions of being here?
Well, I wouldn't want to use Samuel Eto'o as a closure to it. I think we get to have more opportunities. It's not really worked hard with Samuel Eto'o at the side, especially from the World Cup, Andre Onana with the coach and all that, being part of that mix. But we really hope that it gets better moving forward, and further internationals get to be part of the system. We're seeing what Kanu Wankwa will be doing with Enyimba Football Club, a progression moving forward. I'm really hopeful that the likes of J. Joe Coach also will be part of it. John B. Mikel come back home and build the system and bring what they see in European football back home, the very best of practice moving forward. Now, in football in Africa, we need ex-internationals. You know why? Because they play at the highest level. They have the highest level of experience. They know what is needed to be done and how good to be done moving forward. So for me, quite disappointing it's happening like this in Cameroon with Samuel Eto'o, but I'm really hopeful further internationals, ex-internationals, could be part of a system to develop football in Africa.
09022231011 and 0817-624-8565. Hello. Good afternoon. Name and location. Go ahead.
Please, I want to know this.
Who?
Yeah, 20 Women's Cup of Nations.
On the 20 next year, Colombia.
Okay. I'm talking about the Cup of Nations.
The Women's AFCON.
Yes.
I know. What we have next year is the under 20 Women's World Cup.
Okay.
Thank you so much for talking to us this particular afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hello, my son. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is a network Michael from Ikoraba.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to urge Coach Patton also to give us the league title, or rather, he give us a continental ticket. That's what we stay after right now. Then my team tells you to play very good football so that we can enter top 4 at the end of the season.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah.
Victor. Welcome, Victor. All right. Thank you so much, Victor, for talking to us this afternoon. And of course, to story. What Napoli have responded to the Fallout TikTok video. And of course, we'll take the statement. Feels like that thing they call gaslighting. Good afternoon, welcome to the show. All right, just called to say hi to me. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mari Hachi.
Welcome to Up Ghana.
Mari, actually, football in Africa needs experts to develop it. But they need to come out clean. They need to be role model. Samuel Ocho, right from his onset, his life has been full of controversy. Right from when he was a footballer, from tax evasion. Recently, his daughter suing to court that he is disowning him. Remember when Isha Hayati gave him footballer of the African footballer instead of giving a culture? Now, another issue of match fixing. There is an atom of truth. They need to verify, they need to check the incident fine. If it's fault to marry, they need to punish him. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Top Gunner. Tallest on the line, good afternoon, welcome. Hello, Tallest.
Oh, Mary. Good afternoon. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, Tallest on the line. Mary, Nigeria can 2023 let's see whether it starts. Nigeria is possible. But I don't think it will start tomorrow. So my team, I'm supporting. I'm supporting this season. I'm supporting the Yimba. They should go and do it once again.
Right.
Since there is no team from Anambra, you and me, I'm from Anambra. So since there is no team from Anambra, until the Yimba to go all the way, until once again, it's not a crime for a team to win it back to back. Is it a crime?
No, it's not.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro, for talking to us this afternoon. All right, so Napoli have dropped a statement, but it's short of apologizing to Osimhen. What the statement reads, and I quote, to avoid any potential exploitation of the matter, Napoli would like to explicitly state that the club never intended to offend or make fun of Victor Osimhen, who is an asset of the club. Over the course of the summer, Napoli rejected all offers to sign the striker firm, proof of the club's appreciation of him. On social media and TikTok particularly, expressive language is used in a light-hearted and playful manner. In this case, involving Victor, there was no intention of mockery or derision. If Victor was in any way offended, there was not at all in any of the club's intentions. No apologies. Interesting. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello. Good afternoon, my
Welcome. Name and location. Go ahead.
Isn't that the news that was bringing out? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
There will be no review without cabin license. What are they doing about it?
There'll be no
review without cabin license.
not referee, coach. Any coach without at least a CAF B license. Any coach sitting on the bench. It's a coach.
All right.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Osimhen, we hear that his agent has rescinded his decision to pursue legal action. So he's not going to take the matter to court, obviously, and everything has been calm. We'll take this call. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yes, welcome.
This is from Calabar. This is my first time calling.
Welcome to the big family.
Yeah. Please, what I want to contribute for that Eto issue is Eto really do the thing that happens to punish him, but we will not escape because the chief is the time that the coach want to collect they carry everything, give him to him. So now he's coming to his bad person. Now he's going to face the rod of the punishment he's doing with the coach. Then from Anthony issue, please update me for Anthony problem, please.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us. Let's move on to stories in Europe, guys. Yesterday, Atletico Madrid lost to Osasuna. They defeated Osasuna 2-0 UT. And of course, Antoine Griezmann, Rodrigo Ricome scored for Atletico Madrid, by the way. 2 red cards in that game. Alvaro Morata got a red card in that game after a little fight with the opponent. AS Roma, their problems continue. 4-1 the loss yesterday to Genoa. Well, Blyden, the special one seems not to be getting into his way this time around. And in his words, he says this is one of the worst starts to a season. what exactly is the Napoli problem, despite having a big man, Lukaku, in the ranks?
Not Napoli,
Roma.
Roma.
I beg your
Quite
pardon.
concerning
Roma.
for him. I think the worst start for Roma this season. Like Chelsea, like Roma, 6 games they've played, lost 3. I think they've won 1, draw
Just
1,
one.
thereabout. And that's quite concerning moving forward. When you look at it, about 5 points they've gotten, it doesn't make sense from that angle. And you look at Jose Mourinho's history, his worst beginning of the season also, on the other hand. And it's so sad that the only game they won was against Empoli, which they moloed Empoli 7-0. And back at it, they're back at a difficult start for them. And it's quite concerning because you might just see a picture throughout the season. When you have this bad start, it gets to reflect, and you get to be disgruntled. The fans become disgruntled. But Jose Mourinho has come out and say also, in the history of Roma, they never thought they'll get to back-to-back European finals, and it's happened. A man that knows how to bust a bit, but it's basically what it is. At the end of it, I doubt Jose Mourinho might remain as Roma's coach.
You really calm down, actually. Let's look at Europe, Blyden. It's story. The Premier League returns later this weekend. Top stories. First of all, for Man United, Anthony is back with the side. Well, the man has returned to training after allegations of domestic abuse were made against him. It's understood that he spoke with the Greater Manchester Police on Thursday, and no restrictions were placed on him following the interview. United sources say he's provided evidence in support of a strong denials of the allegations. Well, it's a fine story. We hope the man gets himself back on track, as a matter of fact. Well, let's talk about games expected this weekend from a United perspective. To take on Crystal Palace again later on Saturday. Well, on Tuesday or Wednesday, in the midweek, as a matter of fact, they played Crystal Palace. And of course, they got the victory. Sofiane Amrabat showing a lot of class and quality in that game. So here is Man United coach Erik ten Hag talking about what Amrabat brings to the club.
Hi, Eric. I just want to ask you about Sofiane Amrabat. He had a really impressive debut on Tuesday. What do you think his greatest asset is? Is it his technical ability, or is it his energy and his stamina?
Yeah, as you say, he has more abilities, and you need, as a player on the highest level, you need a bigger skill set than only one. But I think his stamina, his dynamics, that is, I think, one of his biggest.
Right, so you watched the game on Tuesday or Wednesday, can't remember, but of course, you saw the man's performance, played as a defender, a makeshift defender in that game. He's naturally a midfielder. Now, how crucial will this man be? How integral will this man be for Man United going forward? And of course, we're already looking at the partnership with Casemiro in the middle of the pack.
Partnership may not just come anytime soon, basically, because we hear that the man Sergi Reguilon is out due to injury. So he may just likely play as an inverted left back once again against Crystal Palace later tomorrow. But I think United, they have a lot more solid player in terms of who shields the back line for them, and in terms of who also, defends a lot better, than other players currently under Erik ten Hag's disposal. Quite the bad news for them as well. Lisandro Martinez also out for about 2 months.
Yeah.
So I think United have to make do with what they've got. It is another time for them to show that the win against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup wasn't a flash in the pan. They faced Crystal Palace once again, so they need to do a lot better than what they did last game. They were quite impressive, so I'm hoping to see that same level of momentum and performance against Crystal Palace.
The biggest game
again.
of the weekend, Blyden, the biggest game of the weekend is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It beats Tottenham against Liverpool, and both coaches have been talking. I look at both teams have had the best of starts so far, so good. The season before he came in, Jurgen Klopp was talking about Tottenham. And of course, how they've been able to show a lot of class and quality, how good they've become so far, so good. So I think
attacking football.
Yeah, normal stuff. I think it'll make sense for us to also listen to Ange Postecoglou. Let's let the man talk about this Tottenham team and what we should expect from the side coming up later tomorrow. Well, Postecoglou, it's your turn to talk to us. Please go ahead.
Could be a hide in the way they go and play, and then when I saw, it says a lot about the.
Yeah, look, from that perspective, absolutely. I think I said after the game, that's all player-driven. It's got nothing to do with me. They're the ones that are sort of embracing what we're doing, and they were. It wasn't euphoric in their dressing rooms by any stretch. It was, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and Arsenal have already shown they're going to be a force this year.
Well, the man reflecting on the Arsenal game, and of course, talking about how crucial the game was in helping them prepare for this Liverpool clash. Now, Blyden, of course, Arsenal would not be like Liverpool, basically. Yeah, it's two different teams, two different quality, as a matter of fact. But talk to us about the animosity of this game, Tottenham-Liverpool, this weekend.
It's a big one. First of all, it starts from the coach, Ange Postecoglou. As a young lad, he was a Liverpool fan, but he's come out to say, I've grown out of being a Liverpool fan now. I want to change the narrative. Just as we talked about Arsenal, we thought Arsenal could beat Tottenham Hotspur, but the biggest game for Tottenham Hotspur, I think they're getting into the mold of a big club.
Absolutely.
Every big game they play seems like the biggest game for them. Liverpool is another big test. We know what the likes of Mo Salah can do and the rest of them in that Liverpool fight. But the concern for me for Liverpool is this: don't concede first against Tottenham Hotspur. You might not return for it, as they've been doing in recent times. Tottenham Hotspur is such a solid side,
Absolutely.
well knitted from the middle and moving forward. Son Heung-min, we're talking about a player that knows how to score decent chances, and that's a conversation.
Blyden, please mention James Maddison.
I'm going there, Mari.
Okay.
Well, we never know if it starts or not for me, but I think
Is
it's
it training?
decent
Should be
footballer.
available?
I think he's a decent footballer. It's really improved in Tottenham Hotspur, and the role he's playing right now, it's working out for him. Either he's getting at the assist or scoring a goal. It could be the difference for Liverpool, but Liverpool are a top side, I must say.
All right, well, according to Team News, Brennan Johnson has been ruled out because of a hamstring injury. James Maddison is in training and can play later tomorrow, rather. Liverpool defender Trent Alexander-Arnold is fit again after missing 4 games with a hamstring problem. Jurgen Klopp says Stefan Bajcetic has a minor calf problem. Tottenham, Liverpool, who wins this game for you?
Well, I think it's quite dicey to start predictions, basically, because both sides have been quite clinical. But I think, just like Blyden said, I'm much concerned about Liverpool because I think they've come from behind 3 times already this season.
Why are you concerned about Liverpool?
I'm concerned.
They have more points than Tottenham, 16 points, as compared to Tottenham's 14.
I'm talking about their slow starting
Not
games.
much difference, 2 and 4.
It's something. That can win you a trophy.
Their slow starting games might just be another problem for them. This is a big game, whether you like it or not. Tottenham Hotspur is a quite decent side this season. Moving forward, I think Tottenham for me should take this particular one. Tottenham for me should take this particular, because I'm looking at Tottenham Hotspur playing as a team, basically from the back to the middle. You see, whenever this player makes mistakes, you see the other one catching up for him. No much complaints on the pitch of play. So that's basically it. So I feel Tottenham Hotspur stand a better chance of getting ahead.
What's Tottenham's edge over Liverpool in this game?
They're robust, especially from the fullbacks. When I look at Liverpool, they love to play against a team that spreads across, that allows them to run from the wings.
Right.
We're talking about Mo Salah here, or Diego Jota, or Luis Diaz, and the rest.
Yeah.
And that's the conversation. But you look at the way Tottenham play, they try to close in, make it difficult, so you keep the ball and play in the middle. And that could be a bend for Liverpool.
They have solid midfielders as well.
And when Liverpool is spreading, Tottenham can hit them on the counter. Well, Liverpool a big side. I do not think they'll want to lose this game, but I think the odds favour Tottenham to win it. The best I can see from Liverpool is a draw.
All right. Good afternoon, football fan. We're back at the phone lines.
Yeah, my brother,
Sounds like Tonero.
to you guys. Yeah, Tonero on the line.
Welcome.
Yeah, my brother, playing Crystal Palace again calls for concern because, we are having Champions League match to play. And for us to have beaten them, they will come full swing to really play us out. So I want to really advise them to play very well. Because anything short of winning or a draw to make us go to the Champions League with good results will really affect us.
Right.
The best luck that can happen to them, yeah. Then for Akwa United, I wish them the best of luck. This 15 match that we are going to play with Akwa United.
Thank you very much. The game comes in tomorrow. Bakayoko Patioski on the Facebook Live. It says, good afternoon, Planet Sports. I wish all the injured players a quick recovery. I also wish Chelsea the best of luck. They need it. Simon Sunday says, I wish my team Akwa United all the best this weekend. I'm Gunners of Arsenal. Joshua Tom says, nice work. Watching from Stamford Bridge. Oh, really? Chelsea sent Brighton packing from the EFL Cup. Enjoy yourself. Mobalaji Ibrahim Olawale says, good afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you too, Mobalaji Olawale. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello, Marizona. Good afternoon.
Name and location, welcome.
Okay, this is Mr. Sopas calling from you.
Oh, finally you have the number.
Yes, finally.
Go ahead, Sopas.
Okay, I'm super excited. Chelsea are not playing this game because I don't want anybody to ruin my birthday tomorrow. And as for Victor Osimhen,
Nice.
and as for Victor Osimhen, I'm glad he is not taking any legal action because that would just cause him more distraction rather than playing football and all of that.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So, as for Jonathan Sancho, he should not apologize to Eric Ten Hag because that man won't forgive him. I said it already. So, you should just look for another club and move on.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, Blighter said you should call and you called. Well done.
Thank you for calling, brother.
All right, Joe, take more comments on Facebook. But let's look at the games expected this weekend in the Premier League. Aston Villa take on Brighton tomorrow by 12:30. Make that 1:30. Bournemouth against Aston Villa. Everton take on Bournemouth against Arsenal. Yeah. Right. Everton against Luton Town. Man United, Crystal Palace. Newcastle take on Burnley. West Ham United, Sheffield United. Wolves, Man City, Tottenham, Liverpool. On Sunday, Nottingham Forest take on Brentford. That's Independence Day, by the way. And on Monday, it's a London derby. If you want to go to the streets, they'll tell you it's the game between the landlord and the tenant. Fulham against Chelsea. I don't know why the landlord are the tenant. He's going to tell me. Hello, good afternoon, welcome. Mr. Easy on the line.
Yeah, good afternoon, sport analyst.
Welcome, Stacey.
I let you people analyze the chances of our sports to beat Liverpool, but I see it very low. Because when you people are talking about James Madison, you have to talk about Szoboszlai. And when you are talking about Son Heung-min, you have to talking about Luis Diaz. And when you are talking about number 9, which I don't know the name yet, you have to talk about Darwin Nunes, not even Jota to mention or Mohamed Salah to mention. And when you talk about in the midfield, don't forget about McAllister. So all these people are not coming out to come and escort Tottenham for their white hard line to take 3 points. I think Liverpool know the traditional way to beat Tottenham, and that is the way they will use. And I want to see that this their new coach should expect nothing than to give us 3 points and relax. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Easy, for talking to us. It's a beautiful story. Tomorrow is going to tell us what happens at the end of the day. While Blyden in the La Liga, Barca take on Sevilla later today by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Sevilla have not been the best of teams so far. As a matter of fact, in 2 games have gotten just 2 wins, 1 draw, and 3 massive losses for Barca. They got a draw. They're yet to be beaten though. Won 5 games, 2 draws so far for Barcelona. Drew against Mallorca just 2 days ago. They sit third in the table behind Real Madrid. And guess who? Girona. Barca take on Sevilla later tonight, Blyden.
In this Barca, I do not trust. Mari, I do not trust this Barca. I've seen the last few games.
They're so good attacking wise, but defensively,
terrible defensively.
They look like UT David.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Now I know. But terrible defensively, I'm talking about this Barca. I do not see Barca. As I look at their last few games they've played against Sevilla. They've gotten the better of Sevilla lots of times. But this particular game, I'm worried because I'm looking at the numbers. Sevilla placed 12 on the lock now, Barca third. But quite concerning from every angle because this Barca team can concede goals at will. That's the thing for me. And I do not see them beating Sevilla.
So what's the intention, UT? What's the game plan like? You know, Xavi signing loads of attackers and forgetting that there's something called defense.
Well, they actually had the defenders to their four.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Jules Koundé, Christensen.
Jules Koundé has been there.
I know. Yeah. Around you.
How many defenders did they sign in the summer transfer window?
That's basically because Xavi never saw the need to
The only person
defenders.
that looks like a defender as an attacker, Joe Cancelo.
well, I think Barcelona for me, they have been quite decent this season. Well, let's forget about the fact that they've dropped points. Sevilla have been even worse than Barcelona, so I'm not even seeing the chances of Sevilla beating Barcelona, basically. But I think to be a quite decent side, or to even compete for the league favorably, you have to be defensively solid.
Now,
and of course, you also have to be attackingly wise.
UT says they're decent. Getafe, they played a draw. They've just been defeating lowly rated sides in Cadiz, in Villarreal, in Osasuna, where Atletico Madrid with a red card defeated yesterday. Real Betis 5-0. Celta Vigo 3-2. Mallorca showed some energy. They played a 2-2 draw. Where's the decent in Barca's game this season?
Mari, that's why I say it's not good to look at stats sometimes, because stats are quite decent.
Yeah, because you look at
the last
5 wins and 2 draws, you think they're good enough.
Mari, if I never watch Barca against, I think, Real Betis, which they won, late in the game they won, Real Betis were wasteful throughout. It could have been 5-0. They only scored 2. They were wasteful enough. And the next game against Mallorca, Mari, I tell you for free, Barca are terrible defensively.
Yeah, well, Barca...
If Yakuran can score, Barca.
I'll apply the rest. Let's take calls in 090-222-31011. at 0817-624-8565. How is nobody surprised that Girona are top of the table, Blyden? Talking about that, they have 19 points, 7.
That's the only decent side this season.
7 games played,
even
6
Real
games.
Madrid are worst.
6 wins and a draw. 18 goals scored, 8 conceded. Is it sustainable? That's the question.
Yeah,
Hello, good
that's the
afternoon.
question.
Welcome to the show. Hello?
No, they don't want to do my call. Sorry, my name is Samuel Leno.
Welcome, Samuel.
Okay, I'm calling from. I'm a local man, Holland boy.
Yeah, welcome.
I want to talk about this Napoli stuff.
Go ahead.
I'm coming out to say that they were not trying to piece Osima up. I don't even understand. So what are they trying to tell us now?
All right, thank you very much. Well, please mind the language, because there was a boundary crossed. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is your calling from about.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to comment based on the Victor Osimhen for what Napoli has done with it. That is not apology. That is kind of releasing a statement telling us trying to bring so many skills on top of what they have already done. And they should be conscious of the person using their TikTok account. That should be something they should be very conscious about it, because I could not be giving someone like, according to what I read, whether it's a small boy of 14 years, you want to bring their TikTok account or he's good.
I don't think that's true, my brother.
But that is not nice.
Thank you.
We want to tell us, I'm sorry, as the guy did to the coach.
All right.
That's my take.
Thank you. I like your take. Thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. You've been trying to call me. I've taken your call now. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Samuel calling back.
All right, Sam, welcome.
Please just do me a favor. Please, what time are they playing those matches, please?
Which matches?
Liverpool against Tottenham.
Liverpool against Tottenham. The game should be by 5:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Yes, 5:30.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello, Marizona.
Yes, so welcome, Victor.
Yeah, Marizona, let me talk about the issue of Victor Osimhen. Let me say that that video that was being posted by Napoli shows you that Napoli, this black and South America, Europe issues are still been existing.
All right.
Thank God for the
Thank you.
of the support.
Thank you very much. Well, that's it for the show, by the way. Tomorrow we'll talk about the NNL. The groupings have been made already, and we'll talk about that. Well, tomorrow 7:30 to 8 in the morning and 12:30 to 2 in the afternoon. Thank you so much. Well, Blyden, today is the birthday of your man. He's called the Iberidim Sports of Niger Delta. All right, that's it. Tisong Imano.
Yeah.
The sports seller.
I don't know. I'm trying to see how I can wish him back the
video.
Not just the video, with all the sports slangs he used and all the context.
A lot.
But happy birthday,
happy birthday to the big man.
Big man, happy birthday.
Sports seller.
Yeah, we love and appreciate what you do for the gang. I mean, sometimes I sit and listen to these slangs.
Yeah. Especially when they hit that song, boom,
yeah,
boom.
The very old thing.
It's something.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely weekend. My name is Marizona, and of course, Blyden Kimusi and UT David. And on behalf of the team, happy birthday to Tisong Emmanuel. Have a lovely weekend. Ciao, ciao, adios.